Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Tullahoma, Tennessee, site of today's doubleheader between the Motlow State Bucks and the Pioneers of Volunteer State. Motlow State won game one yesterday, the 9-inning ball game, 9-1 over VolState. A excellent pitching performance by Caden Alvey. Went all 9 innings, gave up only 2 infield hits, 1 run. No walks, 8 strikeouts to get the victory. Not sure how many of those Caden has had. We're still waiting on the stats for Motlow State to fully be input, but see a few more games have gotten into the computer, so have a few more we can visit with today, I believe. But VolState, after a night's sleep here in Tullahoma, will hopefully get the bats going against the Bucks. They have a couple right-handers going today. VolState will throw 2 left-handers against the Bucks today. Caden Johnson will be on the mound in game 1. I believe Parker White is scheduled for game 2. We have cloudy skies today, it appears. Weather report not indicating any rain, but we will not have the sunny day that we had in yesterday's contest. Appears to be not a lot of wind, so probably a decent day to play some baseball here. As you see, the umpires have come out onto the field. They're waiting for the head coaches, Jim McGuire in his 3rd year with the Pioneers, and Dan McShay in his 18th year here at Motlow State. We'll meet at home plate. Let's get to the Toyota of Gallatin starting lineups. First for the visiting Pioneers of Volunteer State, who come in with a record of 4-8, 0-1 in conference play. This is game number 13 of the year. Logan Molnar will lead off and play shortstop. Zach Zimmerly will move across the outfield to left field and bat second. Landon Litterman gets his first start of the series. He'll bat third and play third. Connor Paul at first base hitting cleanup. Christian Dunn, who was the DH in yesterday's game, will get behind the plate and bat fifth. Stephen Bell out in right field, batting sixth. Cannon Lewis, who was warming up in the bullpen in yesterday's game, will be the DH and bat seventh. Center fielder Reggie Cooper bats eighth. Brady Nepper will bat ninth and play second base. And as I said, on the mound, left-hander redshirt sophomore Caden Johnson, 6'3", 200 pounds. He's from Huntsville, Alabama, went to Sparkman High School. Had a gray shirt year last year. Was a starting pitcher, one of the 3 starting pitchers for a good part of the year in 2022. He's the son of Joe and Shayna Johnson. And his younger brother, Miles, has a birthday today. Happy birthday to Miles. 16 years old. He's a basketball player down in Huntsville. And hello to Granddaddy and Mimi down in Gadsden, Alabama. Been texting with Mimi already this morning, and Granddaddy is getting better and headed now to rehab for his maladies that we've been praying for him. So get better quickly, Joe Sr. Hello to Big J in Lacey Springs, Alabama, and I believe Nana from Panama City Beach is going to be in attendance today with Shayna, and not sure if Miles is going to be here or not. 2 years ago, Caden Johnson had 11 appearances, 9 starts. He actually had a relief appearance here at Motlow in the last series of the year. It's a 9-8 loss for VolState, but Johnson had 1 1/3 innings, gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, which were earned, and had 2 walks in relief of Nathan Rhodes. A 9-8 decision for Motlow State as they ran the table against the Pioneers in 2022, and that solidified their position in the 6th seed going into the tournament. VolState had to fall down to the 7th seed, which meant they had to play in game. That year was play in game against Southwest Tennessee, and Southwest Tennessee defeated VolState on Mother's Day in 2022 up at Chattanooga State. Now the starting lineup for the Bucks, who take the field. Leading off, playing second base, Irvin Hernandez. John Hale in center field, batting second. Shortstop Luke Johnson will bat third. Caleb Gupton in the cleanup spot, playing first base. C.J. Robertson, the DH, batting fifth. Batting sixth is the third baseman, Tucker Allen. Jay Pichardo out in right field again. Batting seventh, Drew Potts in left field, batting eighth. And Baron Cribbs behind the plate for game one. And he will bat ninth. And that lineup is the exact same lineup that Dan McShay put down in yesterday's ball game. Nick Schutte, the right-hander, Shuddy. I wanted to say Schutte all day long, and then I think I did hear your coach say Shuddy, so I won't tell him that he's pronouncing it wrong off his line. Let's see where Mr. Shuddy is from. He is from Louisville, Kentucky, went to Louisville Male High School, transferred into Motlow State from Western Kentucky, where he pitched in 11 games a year ago, had 2 starts, was 1-1 on the season, 12 and a third innings, 17 hits, 19 runs, 15 were earned, 10 walks, 8 strikeouts, and he's on for what I believe is his third appearance of the year. He's 2-0 for Motlow in 9 innings, giving up 5 hits, 5 runs, 3 earned, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts, a 3.00 ERA, and we are set to go here a little bit early. This game will get started in the morning. Corey Simpson, our home plate umpire, and Clay Williams is our base umpire, and first pitch delivered at 11:58 is in there for a called strike. We are underway. Logan Molnar did not swing at the first pitch or the second pitch. From Independence High School. He is a sophomore. Breaking pitch grounded to shortstop. Luke Johnson up and over to Gupton at first base. I believe that is exactly how the game started yesterday. So ground out to Luke Johnson. That brings Zach Zimmerly to the plate. I see his dad just showed up here at the ball game. Jody, VolState alum. Zach squares around a bunt, pulls the bat back on the fastball. Misses outside. Game time temperature, 62 degrees. Zimmerly with one of the 2 hits in yesterday's game. Steps out of the way of that breaking pitch. That one gets in there for a called strike. On deck is Landon Luderman. Zimmerly 1 for 4 in yesterday's game. The swinging bunt down the third base line. That's going to be a softly hit ground ball to Hernandez. He gloves, throws low, but gets Zimmerly at first base. So 2 ground outs to begin the top of the first inning, scheduled for 7 innings here in each game of the doubleheader. Now Landon Luderman from Knoxville stands in there with that bright orange bat from the left-handed batter's box. Luderman, 5'10", 190 pounds, looks at the first pitch down. Son of Daniel and Shannon Luderman, brother to Hudson and Easton. Hello to Nana in Louisiana and Granny out in Arizona, if they're listening in. That breaking pitch misses outside. Shuddy goes 2-0 on the Pioneer third baseman. Breaking pitch misses inside. 3-0 is the count. See if Luderman's swinging here. He will not, and he will take a 4-pitch walk. You were around yesterday. Pioneers didn't get their first batter of the game until the top of the 7th inning. Caden Albee had a perfect game going until he delivered a walk to Logan Molnar. In steps Connor Paul. Also did not play in yesterday's game. Ground ball to the left side. Connor Paul had a little hop as he ran down to first base. I don't know if he pulled something or what happened, but he gets a base hit in the left field. So the perfect game in the no-hitter go by the wayside here in the top of the first inning, putting runners at first and second. Apparently he didn't pull anything. Maybe that was just a happy jump. Christian Dunn steps in with 2 on and 2 out. Check swing, almost in an attempt to keep that ball off his chest, foul down to Shane Kemp, first base coach for VolState in his first year as a volunteer assistant coach. Dunn went 0 for 4 in yesterday's game with 3 strikeouts, looking to rebound. Now hitting .357 for the year. That fastball catches the knees on the inside corner. Shuddy gets ahead 0-2 after a walk and an opposite field single by Connor Paul. Hello to his family may be listening in Oklahoma City as Shuddy steps off, bluffs a throw to second base. There's his one and only allowed disengagement for this batter. The 0-2 pitch coming to Christian Dunn, the catcher for VolState. Tapped back to the mound. Shuddy, gloves and underhands over to Gupton. And he gets out of the inning with another ground out. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 runners left on base. Pioneers finally got a hit out of the infield. We'll head to the bottom of the first inning. No score. You're listening to the VolState Sports Network. Tim Reese back on the VolState Sports Network. Caden Johnson getting his warm-up pitches as Lex Falsoni was taking those while Christian Dunn was getting his gear on. Urban Hernandez, John Hale, and Luke Johnson scheduled to appear here in the bottom of the first. Motlow State playing in their 12th game of the year. 7-4 record, 1-0 in conference play. Lady Pioneers won a doubleheader yesterday, and they are playing as we speak now as they've started game 1 of their doubleheader against Southwest Tennessee. Won both of those games yesterday in mercy rule fashion. Caitlin Davis got the win in game 1, I believe, and Madison Cruxford got the win in relief in game 2. As Irvin Hernandez steps in on that right side, Caden Johnson ready to deliver his first pitch, fouled off to the right side. Hernandez, 1 for 4 in yesterday's game, had 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored. Just missed with that fastball. Home plate umpire Corey Simpson looking over, and his infraction today is to make sure there's only one person in the on-deck circle. He's already warned both teams now. Hernandez from Cohutta, Georgia, is a redshirt sophomore, transferred from East Tennessee State University. Fouls another one off to the right side. Count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hernandez hit .314 a year ago. Started 33 games, entered at 41, hit 16 RBIs, 7 doubles, couple triples, and 1 long ball. Fastball misses low and away, and we'll have our first Full Count Ministries Full Count. Full Count Ministries, where I got my start broadcasting, so a lot of the equipment that is used here for especially these away games is all Full Count Ministries equipment. So thanks to the ministry for their support. It reached out and just touched me. Base hit for Irvin Hernandez, a leadoff single here in the bottom of the first inning. That was protecting the plate. Hernandez with a good hand-eye coordination there, and like served one out to right field. On my score sheet yesterday, Bucks had 8 hits. There was 3 doubles. John Hale steps in. He looks at a high fastball. Hale was 1 for 4. Yesterday's game had a walk as well and scored 1 run. There's a throw over to first. Looked like Hernandez started to go, and I'm not sure if Johnson was originally planning on throwing over to first, but those left-handers can be sneaky. Long look over to first. Another bluff and a swing and a miss by Hale. Hernandez stays put at first base. Another throw over to first. Hernandez back standing. In the games that have been scored, Hernandez has 2 stolen bases, has not been caught. I think the first 6 games have been scored now. Another pitch delivered outside. Doubleheader at Lawson State that Motlow State split. Won a doubleheader at Birmingham Southern. Then went down to Florida and played Northwest Florida State and San Jacinto in 2 games each. Lost 3 out of those 4 games. Northwest Florida State, I believe, is ranked number 2 in the country. No shame in those losses, obviously. Another pitch outside. Looks like Johnson might be bothered by Hernandez over there at first base, who talks to J.R. Gilmer, the first base coach, about something. Count goes 3 balls, 1 strike to John Hale. Luke Johnson, the switch hitter, is standing on deck. Motlow State has 2 switch hitters in the lineup, Irvin Hernandez and Johnson, so first and third batters. Pitch is high. And the walk bug hits Caden Johnson. It hit Caleb Pika in yesterday's game after retiring the first 6 batters that he faced. Leading off the 3rd inning, a bunt that was back, not right at the mound, but just down on the grass toward first base that Caleb Pica could not glove. Jay Pichardo reached, and Pica then walked the next batter. That is a base hit over the head of Logan Molnar. And there's going to be an RBI single by Luke Johnson on the first pitch he sees from Caden Johnson. And the first run of the game comes in on an RBI single by Johnson. Hale stops at second base. Hernandez comes across to score. Two hits now in the inning. Caden Johnson threw a no-hitter in his last outing against Elgin Community College down in Millington in the Babe Howard Classic. So this hasn't happened. Actually, he's only given up one hit all year long until this first inning. There's a swing and a miss by Caleb Gupton. Johnson, this is his fourth appearance of the year, third start. Has that complete game no-hitter. And in 10 innings, giving up one hit. That's his first earned run that he's given up this year. Now in 10-plus innings, fouled off to the right side. He's gotten ahead of Gupton, who went 1 for 4 in yesterday's game, had an RBI, struck out twice. Gupton from Jolton, Tennessee, just outside of Nashville, went to Davidson Academy, a private school, private Christian school in Davidson County. 0-2 pitch, fastball misses away. Zach Zimmerly in left, Reggie Cooper in center, Stephen Bell in right, Landon Luderman and Logan Molnar on the left side of the infield. On the right side is Brady Nepper and Connor Paul. Behind the plate, Christian Dunn catching Caden Johnson. Looking for a ground ball. He's got him picked off at second. Molnar's going to run him over to third. Luderman's going to tag out the runner there and then throw to second, but not in time to get Johnson. So Hale is retired for the first out. On the pickoff, I guess they will call that a caught stealing, as he was starting to head toward third base. That's a 1-6-5 put out. Breaking pitch stays up. Count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes to Caleb Gupton. C.J. Robertson standing on deck. One to nothing. Motlow State's taking the lead here in the bottom of the first. There's a deep drive. I don't think the Park's going to hold that one. That one gets up to the scoreboard, and Caleb Gupton has just delivered a 2-run home run and given Motlow State a 3-0 lead. So right now, the big pickoff or caught stealing of John Hale after that ball was touched up by Caleb Gupton. C.J. Robertson will come to the plate with nobody on and 1 out. 3 hits in the inning. 2 singles and a long ball by Caleb Gupton. Robertson bats from the left side. Started to go, and not sure if that was on the call or on the swing, but it's a strike one anyway. That is Gupton, at least his second home run of the year. Tapper play is going to need to be made by Johnson. He gloves and underhands to Connor Paul for out number 2. Just a tapper down that right side. Johnson gets off the mound. Well, he's very athletic, and he made sure he had the glove and his hand down there to scoop that one up. Tucker Allen steps to the plate. Third baseman. 2 out, nobody on. His first pitch is in there for a called strike. Allen was 1 for 4 in yesterday's game, had 2 RBIs, had a double that was line drive just over the head of left fielder Drew Webster. Yesterday, he got turned around, and then just as he turned around to make the catch, he slipped down in the wet outfield and almost made the catch still, but I credited Allen with the double as he swings and misses on that tailing away fastball for the first strikeout of the game for Caden Johnson. But Motlow State scores 3 in their half of the first inning on 3 hits. No errors, nobody left on base. We're headed to the second, scheduled for 7 innings. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Toyota of Gallatin, of course, for brand new scoreboards and for making head coach Jim McGuire famous. If you haven't seen the advertisement for Toyota of Gallatin, it features head coach Jim McGuire. Go on Facebook, or I think it's on Instagram, might be on Twitter as well. But Jake Thompson, general sales manager, is taking a little BP from Coach McGuire, and Coach did a great job. Also, there's one on there from basketball coach Johnny Lynn as well. So go on your social media and look for a Toyota of Gallatin commercial. Thank Jersey Mike's Subs for their support of VolState baseball. Thanks to Julie Garrett Johnson, manager over at 940 Memory Lane in Gallatin, right across the street from the campus as well, and Michelle Fuller for their support of VolState baseball, a sub above, and they are voted the best sub in Middle Tennessee by this broadcaster. Also, I'd like to thank Accurate Mortgage for their contributions. Mike Hoover, the father of Gage Hoover, outfielder for VolState. At the Smyrna office, I believe, for Accurate Mortgage. They have offices in Cool Springs and Smyrna. You can reach Accurate Mortgage at accuratemtg.com or call 615-833-0456. Also like to thank American Legion Post 17, located on Southwater Drive in Gallatin. They help out the Pioneers when they can, especially with the concessions during the tournament this past year. Greg Johnson, Jerry Bell, a former Major League pitcher and Belmont alum, affiliated with the American Legion Post 17. Stephen Bell steps in. First pitch he sees is way outside. Baron Cribbs could not handle. It's Cannon Lewis, the DH, who's on deck. Retrieved that one. Bell will look at a called strike. Count goes 1 ball, 1 strike. Bell transfer from Alderson Broadus in West Virginia. 4-year school that closed down. Drives one out to left field, and that will send Drew Potts back. It'll be over his head. It'll be a leadoff double for Stephen Bell opposite way. So 2 left-handed batters in the VolState lineup have gone opposite field. There's the first extra base hit of the weekend for the Pioneers. It brings up Cannon Lewis, the DH. Lewis out of Beach High School, went to Roane State for a couple years, transferred at the beginning of this year. Looks at a fastball in. Cannon playing in only his second game of the year. Had a DH spot in a game earlier. Went 0 for 3. A sharp breaking pitch right there for Nick Shuddy from Louisville, Kentucky. Gets in there. Another breaking pitch Lewis not fond of, but gets in there for a called strike. Hello to Ryan and Daphne Lewis. Daphne's emailed the show at tresports@gmail.com before. Cannon has younger sisters, JC and Mason. Hello to Grandpa and Grandma. That ball is hit deep out the right field, and that ball is gone. Cannon Lewis with his first hit of the year is a long ball, a 2-run home run. And the Framework Athletics first runs of the game come across on Cannon Lewis's first home run of the year. Shot out to right field. Jay Pichardo got to the fence, but could not get up in the air to try to haul that one back in. And back-to-back hits brought to you by Hit After Hit Sporting Goods Store. Thanks to Lem Pilkington for his support of VolState baseball. Squaring around a bunt is Reggie Cooper. Lets the breaking pitch go by for ball 1. Cooper drives one out to right center field, but Pichardo will get over and make the catch in right center for out number 1. Brady Nepper now steps to the plate. Cooper was the other hitter for VolState yesterday's game that got an infield single. He beat out a slowly hit ground ball to the shortstop. And actually scored the only run of the game as Nepper swings over a fastball. Cooper got the second on a ground out and then got the third on a stolen base and scored on a ground out by Brody Melton. Fastball misses outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Brady Nepper, a transfer from Cumberland University at the break. Playing in his 5th game of the year, 4th start. That gets in there at the letters on the inside corner for strike 2. Hitting .375. He's hit 3 for 8. He's got a triple, 3 RBIs. Hello to Gary. Saw Gary, his dad, down in Millington. That breaking pitch stays about eye high. Brady playing second base. Hits a ground ball to short. Johnson bobbles, and he's not going to make that play. Ball took a little hop on him right at the end. That'll be an E6. First error by Motlow State here on the weekend. Played flawless game yesterday. Brings up Logan Molnar for his second at-bat. Grounded out to Johnson in the first. A double by Stephen Bell, and then a home run opposite field by Cannon Lewis. Puts the Pioneers on the board. 3-2 is the score. There's a ground ball to second. Hernandez cannot get that one either. He tried a little bit too quickly to flip to Johnson at second. Took his eye off that baseball, and back-to-back errors by the middle infielders. That puts runners at first and second, and Nick Shuddy's out there saying, all right, boys, that's enough. Zach Zimmerly will step to the plate. He grounded out to Hernandez in the first. VolState looking to put up some unearned runs here. I'd like to say also hello to Stacy Chapman, Brady Nepper's mother as well. And Zach Zimmerly. Howdy to his mom, Brandy, if she's not here. I see Jody. Maybe that's Brandy behind. Jody. 2 on, swing and a miss and a high fastball. Not. Oh, 2 up on the scoreboard. Swing and a miss at a. I'm off. I'm thinking there's 2 outs. I was wondering why he didn't throw down there. Now there's 2 outs. First strikeout for Shuddy. Second out of the inning. Guess since there should have been 3 outs already, Landon Luderman swings through another breaking pitch. Shuddy's delivering that breaking pitch quite a lot. Luderman walked in the first, but was stranded at second. Luderman's going to take one off the lower leg there. He's going to have to get that target off of him. I believe that is Landon came in leading the team in hit by pitches. No, he didn't. Logan Molnar did. That's Luderman's third hit by pitch of the year. So he now has 2 times being on base, but no official at-bats. Connor Paul steps in. He had a opposite field ground ball base hit in the left field in the first. I believe it was on a breaking pitch. That breaking pitch misses outside. So after the fly out by Reggie Cooper, back-to-back infield errors, put runners on, then a strikeout and a hit batter have loaded the bases. Paul fouls that one off. Paul came in hitting .400, was 6 for 15. Looking for his first extra base hit of his collegiate career. Another foul off to the right side. Count goes 1 ball and 2 strikes. He and Christian Dunn came in as the leading RBI men on the team, 8 each. This is Connor Paul's 7th game of the year, 5th start. The true freshman from Brentwood, or Franklin, another ground ball back to the pitcher. And Shuddy shuts down the inning with a underhand toss to Caleb Gupton. But the 2 errors do not come back to bite Motlow State. But the leadoff double and the 2-run home run by Cannon Lewis do. 2 runs on 2 hits, 3 runners left on base. VolState is now left 5 on after 2. 3-2, Pioneers showing some life here in game number 2 of 3 in the series. We'll be right back on the VolState Sports Network. Tim Reese, as we head back to the bottom, or head to the bottom of the 2nd inning. Motlow State comes to the plate. They will send 7, 8, and 9 to face Caden Johnson. Jay Pichardo, Drew Potts, and Barron Cribbs. Pichardo 0 for 4 in yesterday's game, scored the first run of the ball game as he reached on the air on the bunt. Back to Pika. Fastball misses outside. The redshirt sophomore from Huntsville, Alabama, loses his lid, gets a swing and a miss, though. Pichardo steps back in. Motlow wearing their bright yellow tops today. White pants. That's another one that has reached out and touched and will drop in the green grass out in right field. The throw gets by The batter still standing to first base while Zach Zimmerly goes to retrieve that baseball. That'll be an error on Stephen Bell. For some reason, he threw that all the way to second base instead of hit the cutoff man, Brady Nepper, who was standing 40 feet away from him. So there's the first error of the ball game for VolState. Pioneers had the one error yesterday that helped with the 6-run third inning for Motlow. Drew Potts steps to the plate. He walked twice and scored a run. Looks at the first pitch in there for a called strike. Potts 5'11", 190-pound freshman from Jefferson City, Tennessee, Jefferson County High School. Count goes 1 ball, 1 strike. Baron Cribbs, the number 9 hitter, is on deck. Breaking pitch. Delayed call there, but in there for a called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Potts was later taken down for a pinch hitter after VolState went to a right-hander after Caleb Pika, Noah Eatman. That pitch missed way low and away. Almost looked like Johnson tried to put a little more on that pitch, and he lost the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Motlow with 3 in the first are threatening here in the second after VolState put 2 on the board in the top of the second inning. Breaking pitch high and away. Go to a full count Ministries, full count to Drew Potts. Potts in the games that have been scored shows he has 1 hit on the season. Swing and a miss. Potts might have just swung at ball 4 there. There's the first out. Second strikeout of the ball game by Johnson. Couldn't hold up on that high fastball. Baron Cribbs steps to the plate. He had a bunt hit in yesterday's game. It was supposed to be a sacrifice bunt, but he laid down a pretty bunt right down that third base line, about 25 feet away from the plate. Caleb Pika was the only one that could have made a play on it. That was too far for him to get it and throw to first. His first pitch to Cribbs in there on the outside corner for a called strike. So Cribbs thought he was sacrificing. He ends up getting a base hit. That loaded the bases. And a couple walks and then a couple doubles later, and 6 runs were on the board for the Bucks. Fouled back. Johnson gets ahead 0-2. Caden came into today's contest with 13 strikeouts, which was second on the team to Caleb Pika. Pika now with 32 Ks for the year. ERA stayed at 2.45 unofficially. That's according to my scoring. Fouled off to the right side. Caden Johnson's looking for a place to land after this year. Looking for a 4-year opportunity. Not sure who all he's talked to yet, but I'm sure there have been some suitors. 0-2 pitch coming to Baron Cribbs, the catcher for Motlow State. Fouled off again. These guys that are the foul ball getters for Motlow are not happy with this at-bat. Unless they're just standing over there. That, if they're smart, they are. Although Walker Strange is coming out of the VolState dugout. maybe to go do a little Easter egg hunting for foul balls. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for CJ Caden Johnson. And the top of the order, Irvin Hernandez, who on a full count, Ministries full count, reached out and just served one in the right field in the first inning. Scored the first run of the game on the single by Luke Johnson. Ground ball in the hole, backhand but dropped by Molnar. That'll be an infield single to Hernandez. His only play might have been to go to third base, so Pichardo pretty lucky that Molnar dropped that ball. Runners now at the corners with 2 outs, and John Hale steps to the plate. Hernandez now 2 for 2 in the ball game. 2 hits in the inning. That's 5 for the game already for Motlow State. Hale hit .333 a year ago from Sycamore High School. Pitch in there just a little down. Christian Dunn expecting some movement on the bases with Hernandez, who appears to run well down at first base. 5'11", 190-pound sophomore is the center fielder John Hale. That's going to get in there for a called strike. He walked in the first inning, moved to second on Luke Johnson's single, but then was picked off / caught stealing by Caden Johnson. Tapper foul at the plate. Johnson ahead, 1 ball, 2 strikes. I'd like to thank Tommy Decker over at Wilson Bank and Trust, Assistant Vice President and Loan Officer over there. I believe he's in Lebanon. It's where the headquarters of Wilson Bank and Trust is. They have several locations in Middle Tennessee, but thanks to Tommy Decker and the support of Wilson Bank and Trust for VolState baseball. 2 outs, 2 on. Hernandez bluffs just outside. Johnson didn't get that call. Count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. On deck is the switch hitting Luke Johnson. Caden trying to make the pitch to get him out of the inning. Swing and a miss on a breaking pitch, diving toward Hale's right shin. He could not hold up on that slider or breaking pitch. Not sure, as Johnson strikes out the side. Does give up 2 hits. They were aided with an outfield error, but no runs. 2 runners left on base. We are headed to the 3rd inning. We will have, let's get to the Allie Cassidy Brick and Stone Alumni Spotlight for today. Our VolState alum in the spotlight today, buddy of mine, Mark McDaniel. He's not a young man. He's younger than me, but he's played at VolState in 1980 and 81. Played infield, second and third. And he's maybe also considered the mayor of Hendersonville as well. Knows everybody and their cousin. But Mark McDaniel is currently a commercial real estate salesman with Southeastern Commercial Properties, and recently just finished up a 17-year career as the voice of the Hendersonville Commandos baseball team. But he picked up the voice of the Full Count Rhythm in the summer. He has been the public address announcer for Full Count Rhythm at Drakes Creek Park for 3 years, and is a wonderful human being. But he's our VolState alumni spotlight today. First pitch swinging is Christian Dunn. Mark McDaniel, been in the carpet business. He and I had coached baseball together. His son was 10, mine was 9. That's about 20 years ago. So, a fine man popped up. That might get out of play. Let's see if Tanner Jones can make the play. He will not, but he'll pick it up on 2 hops and jog toward the dugout. Say, look, coach, look what I found. Dunn grounded out to end the first inning. Down in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Does not bite on that breaker outside. Shuddy has used that to get some swing and misses today. Only has 1 strikeout, but he tried it again a little bit higher. Count goes full count ministries, full count to Christian Dunn. Stay tuned after the game. We'll have the full count ministries verse of the game. On the outside corner, Christian Dunn turns around and says, "You got to be kidding me," but pretty close pitch to be taken. And the backward K goes in the book for the first out here in the top of the 3rd inning. Stephen Bell steps in. He had a leadoff double in the 2nd. Scored the Framework Athletics first run of the game and looks at a called strike to begin this at-bat. He's down in the count 0-2 as that one gets on the knees on the inside corner. 6'3", 180-pound sophomore from Ravenwood High School, son of Frank and Katie Bell. Swing and a miss. And back-to-back strikeouts for Shuddy. Cannon Lewis, the DH. Hit a 2-run home run in the 2nd inning for his first hit of the year. Shout out to, I think I was in the middle of his grandparents, Papa and Granny, and Grandpa and Grandma. He has another shot out to right field. That one is deep, and it is gone. Cannon Lewis, have a day. All you got to do is get him up in the bullpen, coach. And that gets the bat going for Cannon Lewis, a line drive that ties this ball game up. See, I believe that's his dad down there. He is all kinds of fired up. About knocked down Cooper Anderson on the chest bump. 2nd home run of the game, 2nd home run of the year for Cannon Lewis. He's gone opposite field. Reggie Cooper takes a hack, and a high fastball comes up empty. Cannon Lewis says, "Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play." Cooper a little bit taken aback by that pitch right there. Shuddy is ready to go. Swing and a miss. Ball gets away from Cribbs. Cooper's running down the line, but cannot get to the bag before Cribbs' throw gets him. So Shuddy strikes out the side just like Caden Johnson did, but in between, Cannon Lewis hits a cannon shot out to right center field to tie this ball game up 3-3 as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. All tied up. We'll see what happens. We'll be right back on the VolState Sports Network. Tim Reese back on the VolState Sports Network. We have a new ball game, 3-3. Motlow State will come to bat in their half of the third inning, sending 3, 4, and 5 in their lineup to face Caden Johnson. Luke Johnson had a single and drove in a run in the first. Looks at a ball that gets away from Christian Dunn. Let's get to the bottom of the third inning. Thanks for joining me on the YouTube channel for VolState. Popped up and out of play on the right side. I understand that VolState YouTube channel can handle 3 live events at one time. Right now, there should be a softball game going on YouTube as well, but women's and men's basketball not playing today. Only 4 sports at VolState, so you can only have really 3 at one time. Typically, the women play before the men in all conference games, but 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Down goes Johnson. That is 1, 2. That is 5 straight outs that have been via the strikeout. Caleb Gupton, who hit a 2-run home run in the first inning to give the Bucks the 3-0 lead, steps in. He's going to have to step away from a fastball as well. It's down by his spikes. Not sure if they call them spikes anymore. It's what we used to call metal cleats years ago, but I think they just call them metal cleats. Another one down low. 2. Why do I put strikes up there? Can't blame anybody else, folks. It's all me. A one-man band here as we are on the road. Fouled off to the right side. It's out of play. On deck, C.J. Robertson, the DH. Is that Cole Brennan? Is that his name? Cole? C.J. It's not Cole? C.J. Brennan headed off. There's a shot down that right field line, but it's going to go foul. Might have got out of here. Had home run distance, I think. A line drive that went out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Caleb Gupton, a strong young man, standing at 6'4". Swing and a miss on the breaking pitch. Caden Johnson in a groove right now. Struck out Tucker Allen to end the first inning. Then had a single, then 2 straight strikeouts, another single, infield single, another strikeout. Now 2 here in the third. C.J. Robertson grounded back to Johnson in the first inning. Steps to the plate. C.J. Robertson started his career at Lipscomb University, then went to VolState, now here at Motlow State. That's at the knees, right over the dish for a strike called. Robertson at VolState played in 36 games at .222, 20 RBIs. That misses down. 6'2", 195-pound sophomore from Montgomery, Alabama. That's a drive. I don't know that the field's going to hold that one either. That's on top of the hill. Reggie Cooper was heading back for that one, but that was well struck, and ball seems to be traveling pretty well here today. Motlow State has regained the lead, 4-3. 4th home run of the ball game for both teams, 2 for each team. And with 2 out, Tucker Allen steps to the plate. He swings the first pitch, fouls that one off to the right side. Allen struck out to end the first inning. From Cookeville, Tennessee, attended White County High School. 5'11", 175-pound sophomore. Breaking pitch, just missed. Almost had a umpire balk right there. Had a little hesitation. Maybe he thought about calling that a strike. 42 games a year ago, 28 starts. He's going to get that one as that fastball whispered at the outside corner. Tucker Allen led the Bucks with 10 home runs a year ago. Also led in RBIs with 34. Had to dance out of the way of that inside fastball. Count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. 6 hits now for Motlow State. 2 of them have left the yard. Full count Ministries, full count to Tucker Allen. Jay Pichardo standing on deck. Nobody on, 2 outs.
I figured it was a little more than high school. High school we played 30 minutes. Plus playoffs.
Now we're set for the pitch. Ground ball down the third base line. Hits off the base and then hits Landon Luderman in the leg. That's going to be an infield single for Tucker Allen. I'm not sure if Luderman would have had a play there or not, but it might have just actually saved an extra base hit for the Pioneers. So that one hit on the bag. That brings Jay Pichardo up. He had a soft little flare down the right field line that he was pretty happy about. Went back to first base, and the throw from the right fielder went all the way to the left field fence. There's another ground ball to the right side. Diving play could not be made by Connor Paul. Caden Johnson over to cover first base, but Pichardo beats that one out. I thought at first that Paul had that one in his glove, but then I saw it sneak on through Brady Nepper. I don't know if I said Drew Plummer. Brady Nepper is the second baseman. So another infield single for the Bucks. And that brings to the plate Drew Potts, and out of the dugout will come Sam Folks, the pitching coach, to settle down Caden Johnson. As we've had 3 straight hits after Johnson struck out the first 2 batters he faced in the inning. C.J. Robertson had a solo shot out to left, actually dead center field. And then Tucker Allen with the base hit off the third base bag, and now Jay Pichardo with the infield single just under the diving attempt by Connor Paul at first base. So Jay Pichardo's now 2 for 2. He and Irvin Hernandez with 2 hits in each of their 2 at-bats. 8 hits now here in 2 2/3 innings for Motlow State. Off of Caden Johnson, who'd only given up 1 hit in 10 innings coming into today's game. Potts struck out in the second inning. Fastball away. Decent crowd here at Motlow's Field on their campus here in Tullahoma, Tennessee. About an hour and 45 minutes away from VolState's campus in Gallatin. Head on through past Murfreesboro and keep coming down I-24. Then come south. On deck, Baron Cribbs, the number 9 hitter. Second conference game of the year for both teams. Motlow won yesterday's game 9-1. 3 balls, no strikes to Drew Potts. Johnson needs a strike. I'm sure Potts will be taking here. There's one right down the can. Wonder if Potts might be taking here on 3-1 as well. Johnson's only walked 1 batter. He's given up 8 hits. two of the infield variety here. He's not taking, and he pops one up out to right field, Stephen Bell. And he's going to have to go back a few steps after thinking he was right under it and makes the catch to retire the Bucks, who do score one on the solo home run by C.J. Robertson. He get 3 hits in the inning, put a little more anxiety on Caden Johnson. No errors in the inning, 2 runners left on base. They have left 4 runners on after 3 innings, and they have the lead 4-3, they being the Motlow State Bucks. Pioneers coming to the plate. They will send 9-1-2 to the plate. I'd like to continue to thank our sponsors. Alley Cassidy Brick and Stone. We got the alumni, of course, the alumni spotlight, Mark McDaniel today. Also like to just tell you that any of the parents and grandparents out there of VolState baseball players, the alumni patio has been set, and so we're buying bricks for the players at $100 a brick as a fundraiser, and on that brick will go the player's name, the years they played at VolState, and the positions that they played. So we've got, I think, about 30 or 40. Mark McDaniels is on there as already. Jace Mizell and Landon Godsey and Eli Klotfelter from last year's squad. They've already purchased those. I think maybe grandparents for in honor of their grandsons might have paid that or sent that in. But if you'll send me an email at treesports@gmail.com, I will get that information to you. Nipper looks at a called strike from Nick Shuddy. Nipper reached on an error by Luke Johnson, the shortstop. Breaking pitch misses inside. From Greenbrier High School, Greenbrier, Tennessee, is Brady Knepper. Knepper. And he could have taken that one in the seat, but he moved that out of the way. Somebody's going to need to teach him that those don't hurt for very long. Now goes to 3 balls and a strike. To the Pioneers second baseman with Logan Molnar, the leadoff batter, standing on deck. 3-1 pitch is fouled back. We'll have a full count. Ministries full count. So Greg Butch Hunter is the VolState alum who is getting that information together. That's a swing and a miss, and he goes back to the backstop, and Cribbs is not going to be able to retrieve it in time. So a strikeout, and I'm guessing a pass ball that will allow Knepper to reach. That is the 5th strikeout by Nick Shuddy. That puts a runner at first base. It'll show up in the box score as a PB, a pass ball, considered for runs or earned run computation as an error, but it shows it's its own category. There's a line drive into right center field. Logan Molnar gets a base hit. Brady Knepper is going to try for third. The throw is cut off. Knepper head first slide into third base, and Pioneers have runners at the corners. Brought to you by Line to Line. Stephen Dotson, Bill Marbett over at Line to Line, providing netting and padding in front of the dugouts and surrounding bullpens. And Game Time Sports Fields provides infield dirt and leveling for the baseball team and the softball team. Logan Molnar now 1 for 3 with a line drive base hit into right center field. It's VolState set up in the top of the 4th inning. Zach Zimmerly steps in. He's 0 for 2. He swings as a slow roller to short. Johnson gloves, throws onto first base to get Zimmerly. Now Shane Kemp is asking for a little help from the base umpire to ask the home plate umpire, thinking maybe Caleb Gupton may have pulled his foot at first base. So Jim McGuire comes down the line and he asks if he can come out and talk to Clay Williams, the base umpire. So he says, would you mind to check with Corey Simpson, your home plate umpire? And he says, I'll be happy to do that, Coach. He's going to check. Corey Simpson says, no, he kept his foot on there. He's out. But on the play, Logan Molnar moves down to second base. And Zach Zimmerly will get an RBI ground out. Nice play by Luke Johnson to get the first out. But an unearned run comes across to tie this game up. Landon Luderman steps to the plate. Looks at ball one. So Zach Zimmerly now 0 for 3 with a couple ground outs and a strikeout. Luderman walked in the first, was hit by a pitch in the second. Hit a big fly down in Millington last weekend. VolState looking for some more production of the extra base hit variety as that breaking pitch winked at the outside corner as it went around for a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to left-handed hitting Landon Luderman. Swings and misses on that breaking pitch. Shuddy must have taken a little bit off of that one. That seemed to even a little slower than his other breaking pitch. And Luderman down in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. With the go-ahead run on at second base in Logan Molnar. Inning started off with a strikeout, but never reached on the pass ball. Luderman able to hold off on that pitch in the dirt. All natural surface here at Motlow State. Grass infield. Dirt where the fielders are standing, and a lot of rain on, I think, Thursday and Friday. Here even into Saturday morning. Swing and a miss and another ball in the dirt, and no tag. Going to have to throw down to first base. That's the second time that an out has been recorded. 2-3 on a strikeout. 6th strikeout of the game for Nick Shuddy. Now 2 outs. Connor Paul steps in. He's 1 for 2. An opposite field single and a ground out to the pitcher. VolState has never had the lead in the 9+ innings. Another ground ball right back to the pitcher. Shuddy knocks it down, picks it up underhands to Gupton for the 3rd out. Shuddy's had several opportunities back up the middle, but he has handled each and every one. So 1 run, it was unearned. There was 1 hit, no errors. Pass ball not considered an error until it's computing that earned run. 1 runner left on base. We are through 3.5 innings. All tied up 4-4. Caden Johnson back out for the bottom of the 4th. We'll be right back. We'll take a break. Be right back on the VolState Sports Network. 9-1-2 scheduled for Motlow State here in the bottom of the fourth inning to face Caden Johnson. On for his fourth inning of work, giving up 4 runs on 8 hits. Cribb steps in. He's struck out in his only plate appearance of the day. Irvin Hernandez on deck. Started to go and then checked down with base umpire who says he did go. Oh, 1 pitch from Caden Johnson, breaking pitch. There's another one of those that winked at the outside corner when it went around. Not the same strike zone that you will see in minor league baseball or Major League Baseball by any stretch. I don't know if Corey Simpson, I don't think he umpires minor league baseball in the summer, but Clay Williams, base umpire down there, he does, as Cribb swings and misses down on strikes for the second time. That is strikeout number 7 for Johnson. Irvin Hernandez, 2 for 2 on the day, is stepping to the plate for his third at-bat. A flare base hit into right field in the first and an infield single in the second. He's going to square the bunt. He's going to push it. He's going to get on base again. Throw to Nepper. That's a closer play than I thought it was going to be. Nice toss by Connor Paul. Nepper made a nice catch, and I was assuming he stepped on first base, but the play down there is I'm going to watch the replay. The diving slide by Hernandez just ahead of Nepper stepping on the base. Hernandez on with 1 out. John Hale will not face a pitch until Caden Johnson throws over to first. Not been a legitimate steal attempt. That fastball misses way outside. Caden Johnson did pick off John Hale, but it's, I think, considered a caught stealing since he was actually put out as he was heading to the next base. But he was standing at second base when Caden wheeled around to throw. That ball's in the dirt, and it'll get bit by Christian Dunn. Hernandez moves over to second base. Count goes 2-0 on Hale. Not sure if that was in the dirt or not. Might be a pass ball, honestly. So I looked at a little bit of the replay there. So have to circle that one and get back to that. 2-0. That one's blocked and goes to 3-0 with Luke Johnson standing on deck. Hale has walked and struck out. Brett Dowling getting ready in the Pioneer bullpen. Another one he gets by. That's a called strike. Not sure if Dunn was expecting a different pitch there. Pitch right down the can. Wouldn't expect that he was looking for anything else. 3-0 pitch. I think he's looking for a fastball right down the heart of the plate. Now the count's 3 balls and a strike with a runner at third base. Ball 4, and Dunn keeps that one from the backstop. Puts runners at the corners. Second walk of the game, and both times it's been John Hale. Switch hitting shortstop Luke Johnson steps in. Single and RBI in the first, strikeout to lead off the third. And Dan McShay going to come down. We're going to have a new, looks like maybe Irvin Hernandez has injured himself. He's coming off of third base. And Robbie, is this Robbie Gallardo down there? Okay, so Robbie Gallardo's our pinch runner at third base. Now Johnson's going to step in. Johnson v. Johnson. Throw over to first base. Hale back in time. Hale led the team in stolen bases last year, 18 of 24. Does not go here. And Johnson looks at a fastball outside.
Did he go 18 for 24 or have 18 of the total 24?
Question was asked up here by Blaze Bales whether or not 18 of 24 means that was all for the team or just for him. That's just him. He had 18 steals in 24 attempts. Right there's the team right there. Team had 61 stolen bases in 76 attempts. 1-0 pitch, and they got him picked off. Throw down to second base. Molnar now sees the runner break from third. Throw is going to get the runner. Now the call is made. So the 1 to 3 to 6 to 2. Gets the runner out at home, and Hale moves down to second base, but out number 2, Johnson still has a 1-0 count. So Hale ends up getting a stolen base, but Gallardo gets caught stealing. 1 to 3 to 6 to 2. We're out number 2. Johnson drives one out to center field. Reggie Cooper makes the over-the-shoulder catch. Oh, the umpire is saying out. I didn't know Reggie was reaching for something. Maybe that was his glasses that dropped. I thought it might have been the baseball, but catch made by Reggie Cooper ends the inning. Put a star by that one. And Motlow State is kept off the board by the Pioneers with some great defensive effort. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. We are through 4. We're tied up 4-4, scheduled for 7 innings here in game 1 of the doubleheader. Game 2 will start about 30 minutes after game 1 ends. Luke Johnson now moves over to second base, and who's that at shortstop now? Is that going to be Gallardo? Gallardo goes to short. All right, so Gallardo will go to shortstop. Johnson moves to second base. Here in the top of the 5th inning. And Christian Dunn will lead off the 5th for the Pioneers. Is still Nick Shuddy out on the mound, correct? We don't have numbers on the front. You got to turn the music off. We're ready to play. There we go. 5, 6, and 7 at the plate here in the top of the 5th, and a tie ball game. Christian Dunn 0 for 2. Looking for his first hit of the weekend. So Irvin Hernandez apparently has sustained an injury. He's out of the game. 2-0 pitch. Dunn backs away from an on-base opportunity. Had a chance to wear that one in the hip, chose not to. 3-0 pitch, right down the can for strike one. Christian Dunn did that on his last at-bat on a Full Count Ministries full count and was rung up on a pitch probably a little farther outside the net. Swings and misses at a high fastball. That would have been ball four. Whoops, and I put it on there. Strike two, we have a Full Count Ministries full count. Shuddy's getting his sign, and he is getting in his windup. There's a shot that will go foul. I think that bothered Reggie Cooper in his last at-bat at the quickness at which the pitcher was delivering the ball, not swinging a miss on another ball five. Down goes Dunn. His second strikeout of the game, fifth of the weekend. That's 7 strikeouts for Nick Shuddy. The first out of the fifth. Put that runner on there, apologize. Stephen Bell steps in. He's 1 for 2. Doubled and scored. Breaking pitch, called strike at the knees on the inside corner. Fouls that one off. This is Bell's 11th game and 11th start of the year. In this, the 13th game for VolState. Ian Brody Melton now and Logan Molnar played in and started 10 games. Or 11 games. The other one gets away from Cribbs. Cannon Lewis, the on-deck batter, grabs that one. Cannon Lewis, 2 plate appearances, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs. Fastball misses in. We'll have a Full Count Ministries full count to Stephen Bell, Pioneer right fielder from Ravenwood High School, south of Nashville. Grounder will get into the hole and slide into right field. Bell now 2 for 3. As the seeing eye base hit gets into right field. 1 out knock brings Cannon Lewis to the plate. Let's see how they pitch Cannon after he's driven 2 baseballs out of here opposite way into right center field. A large group of people sitting out there at the Baptist Student Union up on the hill in right field. Lewis in his second game of the year as the DH. There's a breaking pitch. Nice slide out to block that one as Barron Cribbs. Shows on the roster he's a utility player. This is his second start behind the plate in as many games here in conference play, so might put that he's a catcher. Breaking pitch, called strike. Sharp breaker there by Shuddy. .6'2", 200-pound sophomore out of Louisville, Kentucky, on the mound for his 5th inning of work. Runner goes, ball is down. Bell's going to get a stolen base. Get into scoring position. Stephen Bell's 3rd steal in 6 tries. Two-one pitch, not going to happen. Throw out to center field. Bell thought that Luke Johnson had that throw from Shuddy, but went all the way out to John Hale, and Bell just decided to stay right there at second base. Probably not an incorrect thought. Cannon Lewis now leads the squad in home runs with the 2 that he's hit here. Total bases of 8. This ball game, breaking pitch in the dirt is Cribbs has that one slide over to the right a little bit, but Bell stays put. On deck is Reggie Cooper. I wonder if they won't worry so much about giving Lewis a pitch to hit here. Say there's a good chance we'll see a 3-1 breaking pitch. There it is, ball 4. Cannon Lewis will draw the walk. Second walk of the ball game by Schutte, Schutte. Where I grew up in Cincinnati, that would have been Shooty all day long. Now with 1 out, 2 runners on, Reggie Cooper, who has 1 long ball for the year, steps in, transfer from Cleveland State. He's a creeker from Stewart's Creek High School. Fastball misses away. Schutte will now get a visit from head coach Dan McShay with nobody listening in the bullpen. So Robbie Gallardo was our Jersey Mike's first sub of the game. Thanks to the folks across the street, Jersey Mike's, and their support of VolState baseball. I get over there pretty regular to get me a number 9 Club Supreme Mike's Way. Thanks to Julie Garrett Johnson, the manager over there, and Michelle Fuller for their support. I'll eat at Subway. I'll eat at some other places, but I think the best Subway sandwich around that I've had is Jersey Mike's. A sub above. Meeting at the mound is over, and a 1-ball, no strike counts to Reggie Cooper with 2 on and 1 out. Stephen Bell with a single through the right side and a walk to Cannon Lewis, and there's another pass ball as that one goes off a Cribbs' glove. Both runners move up. 2 now in scoring position. Bell had a stolen base to get to second, but he would have got there on the walk to Cannon Lewis, but not sure that the walk to Cannon Lewis would have occurred had Bell not stolen second. Might have given him a pitch to hit. That's on the outside, out a little too far. Count goes 3-0 as Brady Nepper, number 9 hitter, stands on deck for the Pioneers, looking to take their first lead of the weekend. Breaking pitch misses out. It's a 4-pitch walk, and that loads the bases. So back-to-back walks to Cannon Lewis and Reggie Cooper. Bring up Brady Nepper. Nepper, 5'10", 170 pounds. Played with Trent Miller, who's on the VolState pitching staff. He hits one out to right center field. Jay Pichardo makes the catch, tagging Stephen Bell. Throw is up the third base line, and Bell scores. And everybody else moves up, and the Pioneers take their first lead of the weekend on the sacrifice fly by Brady Nepper. Now 2 outs. And 2 runners still in scoring position with the top of the order, Logan Molnar at the plate. Nepper saw the first pitch to his liking. Drives one out to right center field. Pichardo was playing in and over already. Made the easy catch, but the throw was up the line. Could not get Bell. Logan Molnar likes that first pitch typically. Today has decided he's not going to swing at the first pitch. He's 1 for 3. Had a single over the head of Irvin Hernandez, who was the second baseman at the time, into right center field. Breaking pitch missed somewhere. Low and or inside or not. VolState leads 5-4, looking to add on. Drive out to left center field. That might get down. Back goes Hale. He's not going to get to that one. Molnar is going to drive in two, and he's going to pull into second base with a stand-up double. VolState takes a 7-4 lead. Molnar now 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Double-barreled action in the bullpen now for Motlow State. VolState has scored 3 in the inning. Zach Zimmerly looking for his first hit of the ball game. Steps in. He's 0 for 3. First pitch is yanked low and away. On deck, Landon Luderman. Zimmerly played right field in yesterday's contest, moving over to left field, waving that bat. Another breaking pitch. I think Cribbs might have been surprised at that breaking pitch. He's going to go out and talk to Shuddy. That was all of the look right there of I was expecting a fastball, and you threw me a deuce. So they're going to have to get together on the signs with the runner at second base. Luke Johnson comes in, and I'm not sure if he was the mediator there. Maybe Cribbs and Shuddy don't like each other. And Johnson has to be there to make sure. That's not it, is it, guys? Okay. Confirmed. They're best of friends. 2-0 count to Zach Zimmerly. Johnson moving to try to hold Molnar on, and Zimmerly tried to shoot one through the hole. Fouls that one off to the right side. Two balls and one strike. What do we got up? We got 2-2 on the scoreboard. Oh, I keep thinking you guys are running the scoreboard, and you're not. Our home plate umpire is waving furiously because the scoreboard shows 2 balls and 2 strikes. Folks, my scoreboard's right. Breaking pitch misses inside. 3 balls and a strike. You know what? My scoreboard's not right. I don't have that second out up there. That's what happens when you gloat. But I don't think they're showing any outs on the scoreboard out there, are they? Ball 4. There's a 3rd walk of the inning, 4th walk of the game for Nick Shuddy. Runners at first and second. And Landon Luderman looking to get a pitch off of Nick Shuddy, who's got to be tired. Swings and misses on a breaking pitch. First pitch he sees. Now it shows 2 outs up on the scoreboard. Older style scoreboard, and it's hard for these old eyes to see. Tapper foul at the plate. No balls, 2 strikes. Haven't even checked to see if we've got any emails today. That is treesports@gmail.com. Mimi's checked in. Deborah Paul's checked in as that pitch misses away. Connor Paul's ma'am and cousin Nick watching, not from Oklahoma City, I apologize. Tulsa, Oklahoma. Way different. I mean, the people are just nicer in Tulsa, aren't they? It's a little more laid back. Not the capital. Tapper too short. First play for Gallardo, and he's just going to step on the base. And second to get the force out. But VolState takes the lead with 3 runs. I believe they're all earned on 2 hits. No errors. There was a pass ball or 2 in that inning, but 2 runners left on base. VolState now leading 7-4. We'll take a break. Be right back with the bottom of the 5th. Scheduled for 7 here in game 1 of the doubleheader. Semi-concrete call to the bullpen for the Pioneers. Coming on in relief of Caden Johnson is sophomore Brett Dowling, 6'2", 195 pounds, from Mount Juliet, Tennessee, Green Hill High School. Son of Chad and Shelley Dowling, computer science major at VolState. The brother to twin sisters Ashley and Aaron, and grandson of Granddaddy in Bowling Green, Grandma in Portland, Tennessee, Poppy in Madison, Alabama, and Nana in Central City, Kentucky, Muhlenberg County. Dowling on in relief of Caden Johnson, who went 4 innings, gave up 9 hits, 4 runs that were earned, walked 2, struck out 7, and gave up 1 home run. And he's in line for the win if the Pioneers can hold on. But Motlow State has 3 cracks at it. They'll send 4, 5, and 6 to the plate to face the hard-throwing right-hander, Brett Dowling. First pitch swinging is Gupton, who comes up empty on the high fastball. Gupton homered in the first and struck out in the third. 1 for 2. C.J. Robertson on deck. He also homered. Breaking pitch grounded down the third base line. It's a foul ball, says home plate umpire Corey Simpson. Dowling gets ahead 0-2 on the Bucks first baseman. Dowling on for his 5th appearance of the year, all in relief. He has an 0-2 record. 6 in the third innings, giving up 6 hits, 7 runs. 6 are earned. Strike 3 called on the outside corner, and Dowling with 3 straight strikes gets the first out here in the 5th. Dowling, that's his 7th strikeout on the year. 8.5 ERAs, looking to improve on. C.J. Robertson steps to the plate. First pitch just below the knees for ball 1. Don't think there's any changes anywhere else in the field. Zach Zimmerly still in left. Reggie Cooper still in center. Stephen Bell out in right. 1-0 pitch to Robertson, swing and a miss. He's looking to go Oppo Taco out of play there. Healthy cut. Landon Luderman at third. Logan Molnar at short. Brady Nepper at second base. Connor Paul at first with his ma'am and cousin Nick in Tulsa looking on. And Christian Dunn behind the plate. See if Robertson, there's no reason to check down at first base. He can't see it down there, but he does give the safe call after home plate umpire does check. That's normally a third base umpire decision, but we don't have a third base umpire. 2 umpires in Tennessee Community College Athletic Association play. After striking out the first batter on 3 straight strikes, he's now gone 3 balls and a strike to C.J. Robertson with Tucker Allen on deck. And ball 4 on a fastball that's high. Tucker Allen comes to the plate. He's 1 for 2. VolState hadn't turned a do-dat double play in a while. Always like hearing that call. Actually, I say I hear it. I do hear it, but I also say it. In the dirt, Robertson read that dirt ball quickly. He didn't wait. Christian Dunn in a nice block, but ball went too far away anyway. So a wild pitch moves Robertson to second base, now in scoring position. A lot harder for a do-dat double play. Dowling looks back twice at second and delivers. The softly hit line drive to Molnar. And he throws to first for the second out on the play. Robertson moves over to third base. Tucker Allen got sawed off there. Jay Pichardo, the right fielder, steps in the box. He's 2 for 2. A softly hit single in the right field in the second, and then an infield single in the third. Fastball misses away. Pichardo 2 for 6 for the weekend thus far. Pops that one up out of play to the right side. Gentleman walking by gave a token effort on that one. And our starting pitcher, Caden Johnson, now out of the game, will go over. But somebody else got it. See Joe Jr. here, along with Shayna, Caden's parents, and the birthday boy, Miles Johnson. Another defensive swing off the bat of Pichardo. Let's get both those strikes up there. They got 2 balls and 2 strikes on the scoreboard. I've got 1 ball, 2 strikes. I don't have the faith in that outfield scoreboard anymore. I'm going to stay with my 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that one gets through the 5-hole. Christian Dunn retrieves. C.J. Robertson decides not to attempt to score. Let's see if our umpire puts up 2 balls and 2 strikes or 3 balls and 2 strikes. So far, nothing. Typically, if it is a full count, he would put the fingers up, so he does not. I've got 2 balls, 2 strikes. And there is confirmation. Now we have a full count, Ministries full count to Jay Pichardo. Dowling will at times run into control issues. Has 6 walks in 6 innings coming in, and now has a walk. He gets a full count, first pitch foul ball. C.J. Brennan, gives it. That was an absolutely awful effort right there. He came out of the stands fully knowing that there were 7 other people out there to try to get that foul ball. You tell him I'm disappointed in that effort. Red shirt here at Motlow State. 3-2 pitch. Another one looks like he's just using a pitching wedge there at the plate to try to get one up there within about 5 feet of the cup. Fouls another one off to the right side, and we'll do full count Ministries full count again. Stay tuned after the game. We'll the full count Ministries verse of the game as delivered by Meanie, Caden Johnson's grandma down in Gadsden, Alabama. I wonder if his other grandma here from Panama City Beach is the one wearing the blue toboggan hat. If she's from Panama City Beach, she probably does think this is cold here. Strike 3 called at the letters. Brett Dowling stoked as he strands a runner at third base. 2 backward Ks in the books in the bottom of the 5th. And the Pioneers give up no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 runner left on base. We are 5 innings in, scheduled for 7. We'll have a new pitcher. We'll tell you about him when we return on the VolState Sports Network. New pitcher on for the Motlow State Bucks, number 21, Alex Killian. 6 foot, 210-pound freshman from Beersheba Springs, Tennessee, Grundy County High Schools, where he played, and he is on to pitch the 6th inning in relief of Nick Shuddy. We'll face Connor Paul, Christian Dunn, and Stephen Bell. So another right-hander. High fly ball at the deep center field. Back goes John Hale. Looks like he's under it and will make the catch for out number 1. Shuddy goes 5 innings. Gives up 7 hits, 7 runs. I believe 6 are earned. Ends up with 4 walks as Christian Dunn can't hold up on that delivery. Four walks, 7 strikeouts, gave up 2 home runs. These were to Cannon Lewis. One breaking pitch in there for a called strike. Christian Dunn looking for his first hit of the weekend. Down in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. On deck, Stephen Bell. Swing and a miss. Cribbs, I guess it's still, is that still Cribbs behind the plate? Throws down to first base. And record the second out of the inning. First strikeout for Killian. I believe that's a 3rd assist for Baron Cribbs. And 2 outs. Stephen Bell steps to the plate, swings at a first offering, comes up empty. Two out, nobody on. They turned that one over a little bit, had a little screwball action to that. It's called strike 2. Killian trying to retire the side here in the VolState 6th. Cribbs had 1 step crossover there toward his dugout. Luke Johnson was 3 or 4 steps headed toward his dugout as well from second base, but home plate umpire didn't see it the same way. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Went away from the left-handed hitter. And a 1-2-3 inning for Alex Killian. Struck out 2 batters. We will head to the bottom of the 6th. See who else we want to thank. The Rock Place and the Curbing Edge, 2 companies that are owned by former players of Coach McGuire over at Middle Tennessee State University. Leah Marbett owns the Rock Place. Donated crushed rock for the warning tracks this past fall, his hardscape and landscape supplies. You can visit them on the web at therockplacetn.biz or call them at 615-459-9200. They have locations in Smyrna, Spring Hill, and Nashville. Also, the Curbing Edge, owned by Troy and Stacy Harp. Of course, Troy was the player for MTSU. Coach McGuire, decorative concrete curbing company in Rutherford County, Tennessee since 2002. You can get them on the web at NashvilleCurbing.com or call 615-838-4004. We will head to the bottom of the 6th. Brett Dowling out for his 2nd inning of work. Struck out 2 in the 5th. Trying to save the game for Caden Johnson. Came in with a 2-0 record. He had a complete game no-hitter in his last outing against Elgin Community College, a junior college up in the Chicago area. That game was played down just outside of Memphis at USA Stadium Parks. And we have a pinch hitter for Motlow State. As Tanner Jones will come to the plate. He pinch hit in yesterday's ball game as well. Had a double down that right field line. Ended up coming around to score. Dowling's first pitch down low. VolState needs 6 outs. Jones from Goodlettsville, Tennessee. Fouls that one straight back. Played his high school baseball at Good Pasture a couple of years ago. Then he and his twin brother Tyler went to MTSU right out of Good Pasture after winning a state title with the Cougars. Jonas Smithson, who's now with Trevecca, is a senior on that team as well. Carson Rucker, who was a 4th-round pick for the Detroit Tigers a year ago out of high school. The junior on that squad. There's a grounder to second. Brady Nepper on 2 hops. Gloves throws to Connor Paul. You get Tanner Jones for out number 1. Looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter for Barron Cribbs. Reagan Tomlin will pinch hit. I would assume. It shows utility, so I think that's slang at Motlow State for. He's also a catcher. Steps in.
First baseman outfield.
That's not? Okay, so he won't go in to catch. Okay.
And pitcher.
He does it all but catch, I guess. First pitch wildly high and away. 1-0 pitch. That'll get in there for a called strike on the corner. Tomlin, 6'1", 185-pound freshman from right here in Tullahoma High School. He's a Wildcat. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. Tomlin, in the 6 games that have been scored, shows 0 for 2 or 0 for 1. Fouls that one off to the left side.
He has a home run on the year.
So Blaze says he had a home run. Is that against Cumberland then? Or was that down in Florida?
I think down in Florida.
Okay. A couple games down in Florida still have yet to be scored. Also, the 2 games they played this past week at Cumberland. Starts to go. Said he went. The ball goes to the dugout. Christian Dunn retrieves. Throw is not in time.
It was in Cumberland. I apologize.
As Tomlin will reach first base on the strikeout in the wild pitch. So the 3rd strikeout for Brett Dowling. Does not record an out. It's a second runner, 1 for each team that has reached first base on a strikeout that got away from the catcher. It brings top of the order Robbie Gallardo, who will get his first at-bat as a throw over to first base. He came on for the injured Irvin Hernandez as a pinch runner in the 4th inning. Fastball misses down. Gallardo was caught stealing in a 1st and 3rd situation. Tried to make it home when John Hale was picked off at first base. Fastball gets away from Christian Dunn. Ball that came close to hitting Gallardo, but pass ball to Dunn. Count goes 2 balls and a strike, 1 out. Now a runner at second base. John Hale standing on deck. Fastball above the letters. 3-0 count as there's action in the VolState bullpen. Trent Miller down in the bullpen says he's ready. Fastball in there as for some reason Gallardo throws his bat away with a pitch that, from my vantage point all game long, been one of the prettier fastball strikes called by Corey Simpson. 3-1 count. That's a little bit high. Ball 4 and runners now at first and second. Second walk, and that will end the ball game for Brett Dowling. Trent Miller, who's ready, will be our Summit Concrete call to the bullpen. We'll take a quick break and tell you about Trent Miller, and we return on the VolState Sports Network. Summit Concrete call to the bullpen for the Pioneers. 6'4", 235-pound freshman, real freshman, true freshman from Greenbrier, Tennessee. He'll come in relief of Brett Dowling, the son of Bill and Treva Miller, brother to Presley and Kendall, grandson of Mama and Nanny. Trent Miller will come on to try to shut down this rally that Motlow State has begun. Dowling goes an inning and a third. Not giving up a run yet. Has not given up a hit either. Has walked 2, struck out 3. One of them standing down at second base as he reached on a wild pitch. So John Hale will come in to face the new pitcher, third pitcher for the Pioneers, Trent Miller, who is on for his 4th appearance of the year. 3.86 ERA, has 1 save. So in 4 2/3 innings, giving up 4 hits, 7 runs, but only 2 are earned. 3 walks, 8 strikeouts. He has hit 4 batters. He is coming off of Tommy John, I think, total reconstructive surgery his senior year last year, so he's probably still recuperating. He will come on and try to get John Hale and or Luke Johnson if necessary. He'll be looking for that elusive do-dat double play ground ball. Runners are the responsibility of Brett Dowling. Miller comes in delivering high fastball for ball 1. John Hale's 0 for 1, has walked twice and struck out once. Coming up on 2 hours played here in game 1 of the doubleheader. Miller looks back a couple times and a breaking pitch gets in there for a called strike. Another breaking pitch sails a little too far outside. Count goes 2-1. Luke Johnson, the switch hitting infielder, stands on deck. Fouled off. That will catch a piece of, guessing Christian Dunn, as our home plate umpire's checking on Christian. Came back pretty quick. I wasn't exactly sure who that hit off of, but Dunn's the one that looks like he's trying to recover from that foul ball. Umpires will take a little stroll out there to change baseballs or talk to the pitcher to give catchers opportunity to recover. Catchers can't do that as much anymore to help umpires out. There's all kinds of time limits and restraints on players these days. So Miller now set, looks back at second and delivers. Popped up. That will get right over the top of press box and land on the roof here. Souvenir for some lucky fan. Actually not. Please return all foul balls to the home dugout. No public address announcement here at Motlow State. No national anthem. But all kinds of rap music. Breaking pitch in there for a called strike. John Hale throws his head back and not happy with that one. I'm not sure if he wasn't happy with home plate umpire's call or with taking that pitch for a strike. Trent Miller comes in and gets the strikeout. And now it's up to Luke Johnson. Johnson 1 for 3. Pitch in the dirt. Smothered by Christian Dunn. Long look back at second. Now another one. Now delivers. Fastball down in the dirt again. Smothered by Dunn. Definitely want to keep the force play for the third out. Helps the infielders out. Back on February 17th, Trent Miller had a 3-inning save. A 2-1 victory over Jackson College. There's going to be a ball inside. And gone 3-0. Miller thought he had a strike there. Apparently just a little bit inside. Trent Miller gave up 2 hits in the last inning. They were back-to-back doubles that produced the only run of the game for Jackson College in that victory. He got the save. That one's right down Broadway for 3-1 count. Johnson singled, drove in a run in the first, struck out in the third, flew out to end the fourth inning. Started this game at shortstop, moved over to second base after Irvin Hernandez was injured. Gallardo put into shortstop position. Trent Miller, instead of walking, Luke Johnson's just going to plunk him right in the back. That will load the bases. First hit batter of the ball game for VolState pitching. Now Caleb Gupton, who has 2-run homer in the ball game, steps to the plate. So a couple big fellas going at each other right now. .6'4" Miller against 6'4" Gupton. Right-hander versus right-hander. Greenbrier versus Davidson Academy. 2 Middle Tennessee players. Not sure if Greenbrier ever played Davidson Academy. Miller did not get to pitch in his senior year, of course, but might have faced each other in the summer. 1 year apart. Breaking pitch misses up. Miller, no place to put. Caleb Gupton is down in the count. 2 balls and no strikes. Nothing but clouds here at Tullahoma, Tennessee, here for game 1 of the doubleheader. 2-0 pitch. This is down. Motlow State scored 3 in the first. VolState with 2 in the second and then 1 in the third tied it up. But solo home run by C.J. Robertson in the bottom of the third gave Motlow State the lead back. VolState tied it in the top of the fourth and took the lead with 3 in the top of the fifth. There is ball 4. A free run's going to come in. Still no hits in the inning. And the third RBI to Caleb Gupton. Sam Folks will come out of the Pioneer dugout with 2 outs, and the base is still loaded. As Reagan Tomlin came in to score, he reached after striking out, but the ball got away from Christian Dunn on a wild pitch. And he reached first base. Robbie Gallardo walked after a John Hale strikeout. Luke Johnson was hit with ball 4, and now Caleb Gupton has walked. So 2 walks, a hit batter, and a strikeout victim that reached base. Has delivered 1 run, and C.J. Robertson, who has a solo home run, steps in. Breaking pitch misses low and in. That's starting him off with a breaking pitch. Robertson hit his solo shot just a little bit to the left of dead center field, and a no-doubter up on top of the hill. Miller misses again. And some activity in the VolState bullpen. It's Chip Harris getting loose. Another freshman right-hander. That's in there for a called strike. Miller had some interest from some D1 schools and then had to shut down with the elbow injury. It's a swing and a miss. That went off the glove of Christian Dunn. And Miller back in the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Looking for that 3rd out here in the 6th inning. Motlow scored 1 thus far in the inning. Now down by 2, tying run on at second base. Breaking pitch as the Pioneers dugout comes out thinking that was strike 3. And I'm going to tell you, folks, that pitch has been called a strike today. Maybe not with a left-handed batter up there, but well, with Full Count Ministries, full count. And the runners will be off with the pitch. Miller delivers. No swing, says Corey Simpson. They're going to check out with the base umpire, who says no, he did not go. And ball 4 brings in another run. And the lead is dwindled down to 1 run. Tucker Allen steps to the plate. Still not a hit allowed in the inning. 3 walks from 2 different pitchers. Breaking pitch gets away from Dunn, but not far enough for Johnson to attempt to tie the game up. Inning started out with a ground out. And a strikeout and a wild pitch, but 1 runner on base. Then a walk, another strikeout, and then walks and hit batters. That missed somewhere. Chuck Miller's wondering where that one was. Looks into the dugout. Count now goes 2 balls and no strikes to Tucker Allen, who's 1 for 3. Fouled off. Allen is the 8th batter to come to the plate in the inning. High drive out to left center field. Back goes Reggie Cooper to the wall. He makes the catch over the shoulder again. Tucker Allen gave the Pioneers a scare, but catch is made by Reggie Cooper in left center field at the wall. No, 2 runs on no hits, no errors, 3 runners left on base. VolState retains a 1-run lead. Here as we go to the 7th inning. We'll be right back on the VolState Sports Network. Top of the 7th we go. 7, 8, and 9 due up for the Pioneers. They'll face a new pitcher. Carson Cheek comes out of the bullpen as the 3rd pitcher on for Motlow State from Belfast, Tennessee, Marshall County High School. 6 foot, 205-pound right-hander. Appeared in 12 games a year ago, all in relief, 4.35 ERA, and he's going to face Cannon Lewis, who sees for the first time that sidearm delivery. Breaking pitch in there for a called strike. Cannon Lewis is 2 for 2 with 2 home runs today. Both to the opposite field, one a little higher and deeper. The 2-run shot in the 2nd. And the line drive solo shot in the 3rd. Got out of here just over the yellow tubing on the top of the fence. Then he walked and scored in the 5th, so he scored 3 runs, driven in 3. Sidearm delivery, breaking pitch outside. Alex Killian went an inning of work, struck out 2, faced 3 batters. So 2 runs scored in the bottom of the 6th to get within 1. Motlow State now still down 7-6. Drive out to right field. It sends Pichardo back, but he's going to have enough room this time. So Lewis's bid for a hat trick in the home runs. He's going to have to wait for another at-bat if he gets one here in this ball game. We are scheduled for 7 innings. Now Reggie Cooper steps to the plate. Cooper 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Played an excellent outfield as well. He squares the bunt. Breaking pitch is taken outside. Our new catcher is Ian Lindsay behind the plate. Baron Cribbs was pinch hit for. There's a high drive to center field. Back goes John Hale, and he is still at the track. That ball is gone to dead center. Reggie Cooper gets his 2nd of the ball or of the year. Hopefully you saw that one on the as that one was right up the chute, dead center field. VolState gets that insurance run. Takes an 8-6 lead. We'll bring to the plate Brady Nepper. Nipper looks at the sidearm breaking pitch. Says, no, I'm not going after that one right now. And that's going to hit him in the elbow. A backup fastball that backed up a little bit too much. Carson Cheek, the relief pitcher, will now face Logan Molnar. Leadoff batter who's 2 for 4. Singled and doubled in his last 2 at-bats. Nipper had a sacrifice fly in the 5th. Drove in the first run of the 5th, and then Logan Molnar drove in the next 2 with the double into left center field. Throw over to first base. Nipper back in time. Nipper 2 for 3 in steal attempts. Molnar takes the first pitch down inside. On deck, Zach Zimmerly. VolState trying to get the split. Fastball catches the inside corner. Says home plate umpire Corey Simpson. Motlow State won yesterday's game handily 9-1, almost a perfect game. Till the 7th inning of the 9-inning game. Throw over to first. Nipper's back in time. VolState ended up scoring in the 8th inning. 1 run without. It was an infield hit that's Reggie Cooper that ended up scoring. Molnar stuck the bat out there thinking maybe that pitch was going to get across the plate. Then he started to pull it back. Fouled it off. Down in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out and 1 on. Here in the top of the 7th inning, the last inning of game 1. Another throw over to first. Nipper is back. Mimi's still watching and emailing to treesports@gmail.com. Molnar checks his swing. Check of base umpire says no, he did not go. 2-2. Molnar grounded out in the first, reached on an error by the second baseman in the second, and then singled and doubled. Drive to deep left field. I don't believe the park's going to hold that one either. He got a breaking pitch to his liking. Logan Molnar has just ridden one out of here for a 2-run shot. Give the Pioneers a 10-6 lead. Molnar looked like he was looking for that breaking pitch, and he sat on it, drove it out of here to left field. That is Logan Molnar's first long ball of the year. Logan had 2 home runs a year ago as the starting shortstop as a freshman for the middle part of the year till he got hurt. Hooked that one down that left field line for 2 more RBIs. And 3 runs in the inning. It is 4 long balls for VolState today. Breaking pitch misses low and away. Zach Zimmerly 0 for 3 with a walk. So the 3 runs scored by Motlow State have been matched here in the top of the 7th inning with solo home run by Reggie Cooper, a hit batter, and a 2-run shot by Logan Molnar. Got an email from Miss Peggy, one of Zach's grandparents. while we were down in Millington last week. Pop and Peggy, I think is what he said. Hello to Mimi and Mr. Bill and Paul and Grandma in Hendersonville. Fastball misses up. Again, goes 3 balls in the strike to the Pioneer left fielder, Zach Zimmerly. Walked in his last at-bat. You're going to look at a strike on that outside corner. Brings us to a full count Ministries. Full count. Zach, one of the 10 players for VolState that part of the full count 242 group meets weekly to study the word. He's going to take a walk. Studying the book of Philippians this week, along with Philemon. It's a 1-chapter book in the New Testament. Still only 1 out. Dan McShay will come out of the Motlow State dugout, and he's going to take the baseball from Carson Cheek. We'll have a new pitcher. Take a break, tell you all we know about him when we return on the VolState Sports Network. Fourth pitcher of the ball game for Motlow State, right-hander Bryson Hammonds, freshman out of Lewisburg, Tennessee, 6 foot, 185 pounds. He also pitched at Marshall County High School. So Carson Cheek, he just left the ball game with 1/3 of an inning, giving up 2 hits. They were home runs. 3 runs to this point, but he's responsible for Zach Zimmerly on at first base. He walked 1 and also hit a batter. So Bryson Hammonds comes in with 1 out and 1 on and 3 in. Landon Luderman looking for his first hit of the ball game, steps to the plate. He's 0 for 2. Swing and a miss again on a bender. Comes up empty. That's a pretty hard slider right there from Bryson Hammonds. Luderman grounded into a fielder's choice in the 5th inning to end the 5th. Throw over to first base, and Zimmerly is back. Common spelling of Zimmerly, Zimmerle. You guys had that, right? No? English isn't your first language? No. Swing and a miss on another slider outside. Luderman down in the count 0-2. New left fielder's Tanner Jones. He is playing deep in left field. Luderman got to be looking for another breaking pitch here. Gets something off speed and swings over the top of it. 3-pitch strikeout by Hammonds. That is the second out of the inning. Connor Paul steps in. He's also 1 for 4. Had a single in the first inning. See if Zimmerly goes in this at-bat. He takes off on the first pitch. It is down, and ball 1 and a stolen base for Zach Zimmerly. Been around Coach McGuire for now 3 years. I kind of have an idea as to when he might be sending a runner. And he sent Zimmerly there. That's Zim's first stolen base of the year and as many attempts. Paul looks at a off-speed pitch on the outside corner. Called strike. Lady Pioneers won game 1 of their doubleheader in 5 innings. Another Mercy Rule game, 11-3 over Southwest Tennessee. Another one outside as Hammond staying away from Connor Paul's wheelhouse. A little shorter porch than right field, I think, than left field, although I don't know what the dimensions are here, but it's got to be one of the more smaller parks in the TCCAA. Right now, I can't think of another one that's would be smaller. VolState has a 320 down the lines, about 355-ish in the alleys, and 380, I think, the dead center. That's not a big ballpark, but count goes 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And just a piece of it gets Connor Paul. Ian Lindsay is a new catcher behind the plate. He was hustling after that one. Not sure if he thought that Paul missed it. So Tanner Jones in left, John Hale in center, Jay Pichardo in right, Tucker Allen at third, not Luke Johnson, it's Gallardo. Robbie Gallardo's their shortstop. Johnson's moved over to second base. Caleb Gupton is still at first. Now we'll have a full count. Ministries, full count. With a runner in scoring position. Zimmerly getting a decent lead out there. Nobody really bothering him at the bag. And the pitch, foul tipped at the plate again. Last year I would have kept count of how many times we had a full count first pitch foul ball. Ended up being right around that 50% mark. Full count pitch again. And misses high and away in ball 4. So Hammonds comes in, strikes out the first batter he sees, and then walks the next batter. It's the second walk of the inning. Runners now at first and second, brings up Christian Dunn, who is due. Came in hitting .500 to the series. 0 for 4 yesterday, 0 for 4 today. He is looking for some RBIs, and he swings at that breaking pitch, fouls it back. Christian Dunn from Collierville, Tennessee. Went to Blinn Junior College out of high school and then transferred to Dyersburg State in the fall. 6 foot, 195-pound sophomore. 0-1 pitch. There's breaking pitch right over the plate. Son of Cordell and Baisha Dunn. Siblings Shannon, Shalina, Naya, CJ. Going to go with Colin, C-A-U-L-E-N, and Bailey. (0-2). Swing and a miss, and down goes Dunn. Pioneers send 8 to the plate. Pick up 3 runs. They were earned on 2 hits. They were long balls by Reggie Cooper and Logan Molnar. No errors, 2 runners left on base. Pioneers lead 10-6. Go to the last half of the last inning of game 1. VolState leads 10-6. We'll be right back for the conclusion of today's game on the VolState Sports Network. Bottom of the 7th we go. Motlow State will send 7, 8, and 9 to the plate to face Trent Miller, who's out there looking to see if he can pick up the save in today's ball game and save it for Caden Johnson. New catcher in the ball game, Lex Falsoni, has replaced Christian Dunn here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Jersey Mike's sub. Jay Pichardo steps in. Miller, it's Pichardo to foul the first pitch he sees off, and he gets ahead in the count. Pichardo, Tanner Jones, and Ian Lindsay scheduled for VolState or for Motlow State. Pioneers looking to nice breaker right there. That's a yacker in there for a called strike as Pichardo looked like he was squaring to bunt, pulled the bat back, and big overhand breaking pitch called a strike. Trent Miller came on in relief of Brett Dowling in the 6th inning. Had a bit of problems with the strike zone, kind of like that pitch right there. Had a strikeout and a flyout, but in between had a hit batter and 2 walks. 2 walks drove in 2 runs. There, breaker, a little too high, and Pichardo drives that one into the left field for a base hit. Hung net curveball to Pichardo. Now Tanner Jones steps to the plate. He grounded out to second. That's the first hit for Motlow State since the 4th inning. A bunt single by Irvin Hernandez. Throw over to first base. Pichardo's back. VolState with only 1 error in the game. It did not come back to bite the Pioneers. Pitch right down the can to Jones, and he takes that one for a called strike. Tanner Jones' twin brother is now playing for Chattanooga State. Both of them transferred away from MTSU. Tanner came here. Tyler went to Chat State. Said his parents were going to be here today, and I don't know his parents well enough to know where they are. 1-1 pitch on its way. It's high. Game 2 will start about 30 minutes at the conclusion of this game. Swing and a miss. Jones down in the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pioneers looking for a ground ball to a middle infielder for a do-dat double play. Instead, get a swing and a miss on a tailing fastball for out number 1. That is strikeout number 2 for Trent Miller. Caden Johnson got the start, 4 innings, 9 hits, 4 runs. Walked 2, struck out 7. I believe this is just number 33, Ian Lindsay. First pitch in there for a called strike. Falsoni, our new catcher, came out of his stance pretty quick. Must have thought that Pichardo might have been on the move, although it'd be pretty gutsy call for Pichardo to take off, down 4 runs. You don't want to make that out. He's going to take off there as that ball goes off the glove of Falsoni. It looked like he was expecting a fastball, got a breaking pitch. That'll be a pass ball to Lex. And now the double play, the normal double play, be out of the picture. Lindsay's first at-bat of the ball game. Baron Cribbs started the game, struck out twice. Reagan Tomlin pinch hit for him in the 6th. He also struck out but reached first base on a wild pitch. Ended up coming around to score, and now Ian Lindsay hitting in the 9 hole. There's a called strike. Count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out. Robbie Gallardo is on deck at the top of the order. Caden Johnson in line for the win. Move him to 3-0, but Trent Miller's got to nail it down here in the bottom of the 7th. Ground ball to third. Luderman with a stab. He's got the runner, and he tags him, says no. Base umpire says no, he did not tag him. Luderman is very surprised. As Clay Williams, the umpire, will look back and find out, I guess, what number the third baseman is. He'll now come and have a chat with Jim McGuire, maybe to see if he came out of the baseline. But the batter will reach first base on the fielder's choice. A nice stab by Landon Luderman. I thought he got him in the back, but from here, I mean, I'm not very. No question that Clay Williams is closer than I am here, but he called him safe. And runners are going to be at first and third with 1 out. Luderman is very surprised as Pichardo actually went around him. Thought Luderman was able to catch up to him. But that's not the ruling of the one who matters. Base umpire Robbie Gallardo walked and scored in the 6th in his only at-bat. On for the injured Irvin Hernandez. Hope he's okay and won't be out very long. That pitch is right down the Broadway for a called strike. 10-6, VolState trying to hang on. Got the lead with 3 runs in the 5th inning. Scored 3 more in the 7th to take the 4-run lead. Breaking pitch blocked by Falsoni. Keep that runner at third base. Count now goes 2-1. John Hale on deck, very dangerous hitter. Pioneers would rather not see him until game 2. Looking for a ground ball to middle infielder here. Miller delivers. There's a pop-up. It should be handled by Brady Nepper just in the outfield grass. The runner bluffs at third base, but he will not try to score, and that's 2 outs. So they'll face John Hale, but it'll be with 2 outs. Hale 0 for 2, couple walks, couple strikeouts here in game 1 of the doubleheader. Cleveland State took the rubber game of their matchup with Southwest Tennessee, 8-0 today. Breaking pitch misses outside. Chattanooga State defeated Dyersburg State in game 1 of their doubleheader, 7-6. Fastball at the head of John Hale. Walter State is up on Columbia State in a pitcher's duel, 11-10. That shows in the bottom of the 7th inning, so Columbia State still has a chance, at least according to the TJCAA website. 2-0 pitch, catches the corner at the knees for a called strike. Chat State and Dyersburg State will play game 2 of their doubleheader. Miller got apparently caught a spike, picked something up and throw it off the field toward his own dugout. Count goes 3 balls and a strike with Luke Johnson on deck. Fly ball to left field. Back goes Zimmerly, and he's at the track and at the wall, and that's a 3-run home run off the bat of John Hale. And that pulls Motlow State within 1. So that's a big call down there at third base on the tag by Landon Luderman. This game would have been over. But John Hale has just given life to Motlow State with a 3-run home run. Sam Folks, pitching coach, will come out and talk to the freshman right-hander, calm him down a little bit, see if he can finish the ball game. He will face Luke Johnson, as there is a right-hander ready in the bullpen. See who that is. Well, actually, Jack McLaury looks like he might be ready, but also Chip Harris is still warming. So Landon Luderman, he will tell you all day long, I'm sure, that he tugged. There's a Pichardo out at third base, but didn't get the call. Could have picked it up and thrown the runner out at first. The breaking pitch gets in there to Johnson for a called strike. So a big call down there. Didn't go VolState's way, and now it's 10-9. Johnson with a line drive, base hit in the left center field. Zimmerly up with it. He'll get it back in to keep Johnson at first base. So Motlow State not going away quietly. Johnson is 2 for 4. Three hits in the inning for Motlow State. So the tying run at first base and the winning run in the batter's box, Caleb Gupton, who's already hit a long ball today, is 1 for 3. Drives one into left field. Zimmerly can't get it. It goes to the wall. Zimmerly retrieves. They're going to send Johnson to throw over the cutoff man's head, and the game is tied on the double or the single, and maybe error on Zimmerly as that ball got to the wall. We are tied up at 10. That might not be a run batted in to Gupton, as it's just a question of whether or not they believe that Zach Zimmerly should have had that ball. And this will be a Summit Concrete call to the bullpen for VolState. Trent Miller now on the hook for the loss. We'll take a quick break, tell you about the new pitcher. We return on the VolState Sports Network. New pitcher on for the Pioneers, Jack McLaury, freshman out of Independence High School, 6'1", 155-pound right-hander from Las Casas, Tennessee, the son of Mike and Ashley McLaury. He is on to try to get the Pioneers into the dugout, into the top of the 8th inning. Motlow State has scored 4 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. First pitch to Robertson. Misses down. So I went back and looked as best I could at that, and I determined a double for Caleb Gupton. I am not the official scorer. McLaury now gone 2-0. C.J. Robertson, left-hander. I'd almost be thinking about putting him on and letting Tucker Allen get a shot at this. First base is open. Winning run on at second base. McLaury walked off the mound. Not sure what he was thinking about there, but McLaury, the only two-way player for VolState. 3-0 pitch. Strike called on the outside corner. Robertson 1 for 2 on the day as a solo home run. Has also walked twice. Don't want to be too fat right here, Jack. Got a base open. He's fat, but that's fly down the left field line. Long run for Zach Zimmerly. He almost overruns it, but makes the catch in left field for the third out. And we will have free baseball here, folks. We will move to the 8th inning. 4 runs and a huge call over at third base that kept this game going on the fielder's choice off the bat of Ian Lindsay. Ground ball to Landon Luderman. He had the quick catch, and then the runner was way off the base at second base. That was Jay Pichardo, and Jay Pichardo, according to the only opinion that mattered, Clay Williams, the base umpire, said he eluded the tag, and from then, 3-run home run by John Hale, single by Luke Johnson, then a double by Caleb Gupton. Tied the ball game in the bottom of the 7th. We will head to the 8th, all tied up 10-10. Make sure my scorebook looks right. 4 runs come across on 3 hits. All those runs were charged to Trent Miller. They were all earned. No errors, 1 runner left on base in that inning. So VolState will send 6, 7, and 8 to the plate. See if we have a new pitcher out there. Still the same Bryson Hammonds. Came on in relief of Carson Cheek in the 7th. Breaking pitch gets into Stephen Bell for a called strike. Bell looks at a pitch in the dirt. Stephen is 2 for 4, double and a single, 2 runs scored. Cannon Lewis on deck, the DH. We were scheduled for 7. There's a breaking pitch about chest high on the outside corner, called strike. Bell went opposite way with his double in the 2nd inning. Throw one in the gap, left center field gap. That one gets away from Lindsay and low and inside. Not supposed to rain here today, but it's been a while since we've seen the sunshine. This game started at 11:58, so we're coming up on the 3-hour mark. And we've got another game afterwards. A ground ball, that will go foul. Shane Kemp, first base coach down there, talking to base umpire. Sure he's talking about that play down over there at third base. 2-2 pitch, wrapped fair down the line. That'll be extra bases. Bell touches first base. Pichardo digs it out of the corner. Bell's going to try to go for third. The throw is over the head of the shortstop, Gallardo, and Bell will get into third base with a leadoff triple. A pretty good, a good throw right there. Might have cut down Bell at third. And that went right down the first base line. Stephen Bell, 3 for 5. Cannon Lewis, 2 home runs in his first 2 plate appearances, now steps to the plate with the go-ahead run at third base. Infield is in. Cannon Lewis rolls his head at that call on the breaking pitch. He says, I don't think I could have hit that with a driver. That's all he's going to see at breaking pitches, I bet. Although that, like maybe a cutter or something there, went down. Didn't get the call. 1 ball, 1 strike. Had some movement on that, but not like the first pitch, so. Bryson Hammonds, the 4th pitcher on for Motlow State. Same pitch. There goes down. Let's see if we're back to the breaking pitch here. Cannon Lewis's home runs have gone opposite field, right center field. So he has no problem going that way. Takes a healthy cut there and comes up empty on the breaking pitch. Looked like he might have been trying to pull that one. Just not the play here. Right now, you just need a bat on the ball, hit it as hard as you can. On deck is Reggie Cooper. He's gone yard today. Gets the bat on the ball there and fouls it back. Count stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hammond's a freshman from Lewisburg, Tennessee. The second Marshall County High School player to pitch in this game. The 2-2. Ground ball up the middle. That's going to sneak on through the drawn in infield. Cannon Lewis with an RBI base hit. Just put the bat on the ball. And Lewis with 4 RBIs drives in Bell with the go-ahead run. VolState takes an 11-10 lead. Reggie Cooper hit a solo shot with 1 out in the 7th. Get the party started in the 3-run 7th. Cooper's going to take one in the middle of the back between the 1 and the 0. Put 2 runners on. So the first 3 to come to the plate reach as Dan McShay, the head coach, will come out and have a chat with Bryson Hammonds and the entire infield. Brady Nepper steps to the plate looking for his first hit. Reached on an error, reached on a strikeout, hit a sacrifice fly, and was hit by a pitch. Scored 2 runs, driven in 1. The freshman transfer from Cumberland University. We're going to have a new pitcher. We'll take a quick break, figure out who he is. We'll tell you about him when we come back on the VolState Sports Network. New pitcher on for Motlow State, number 6, Ryder Morey. 6 foot, 185 pound sophomore from Lynchburg, Tennessee. Plays high school baseball at Moore County High School. He is on to face number 9 hitter Brady Nepper. With nobody out and 2 on, we might see a sacrifice bunt right here. They're going to throw back to second base. See if maybe Nepper commits. He does not. Cannon Lewis back in time. So Cannon Lewis at second, Reggie Cooper at first base. Lewis with an RBI single. They're going to try again as shortstop is out of position. The bunt is foul. Nepper nearly got hit in the left leg with that pitch. It was more of a defensive bunt. Keep it off of him. Shortstop Gallardo had flashed to the bag at second base, but Morey did not deliver the pickoff attempt, and Gallardo was somewhat in no man's land, although I don't know where else he needs to be on a sacrifice bunt. He flashes again, and another pitch that nearly hits him. I guess Nepper able to get the bat out of the way. Did not hit it, and both runners are going to move up on the wild pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike, says the umpire, and sacrifice bunt no longer needed. Lively fastball that one was from Ryder Morey. Infield on the grass again. Nepper looks at a pitch right down the can for strike 2. Morey pitched in how many games? 13 games a year ago. Two-way player. Nepper does not offer. Pitch goes outside. A 2-1 record, 13 appearances, 5 starts. Had a complete game a year ago. 6.17 ERA. 54 innings of work. That's the second on the staff in amount of innings. And he's going to throw a full count, Ministries full count to Brady Nepper with Logan Molnar standing on deck. Nepper looking for his first hit of the ball game. He's going to take a walk. Bases are now juiced. Bryson Hammond's responsible for Cannon Lewis and Reggie Cooper. He went 2/3 of an inning, gave up 2 hits. So far, just 1 run. Walked 1, struck out 2, and hit a batter. Logan Molnar in his last plate appearance, a 2-run home run in the 7th inning. That put the Pioneers up 10-6, but Motlow State with 4 in the bottom of the 7th tied it up. We are playing extra innings. Molnar tries to dance away from a fastball inside. It's called a strike. Logan, 3 hits in his last 3 plate appearances, needs a triple for the cycle in his last 4 plate appearances. Already had 1 triple in the inning, a leadoff triple by Stephen Bells. He fouls that one off, probably the handle of his bat. Tried to pull it back, but now down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Singled in the 4th, doubled in the 5th, and homered in the 7th. He has 4 RBIs and a 3-for-5 day going right now. Looks at that breaking pitch that doesn't get to the plate. Very enticing pitch. Nice block there by Ian Lindsay. Second catcher of the game for the Bucks. We're playing here in Tullahoma, Tennessee. First series in conference play. Lindsay got a glove on it. It squirts up the line, but not far enough for anyone to advance. Count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. Looked like Lindsay might have been in between. Do I backhand that or do I square up on it to block it with my body? Decided with the glove instead. 2-2 pitch. Driven out to right field. That'll get 1 in. Back goes Pichardo. Makes the over-the-shoulder catch. But a sacrifice fly and another RBI for Logan Molnar. Runners now at the corners, brought to you by Line to Line. So the first out of the inning is a run-producing out. Cannon Lewis comes in. And now 2 runs in the inning. Reggie Cooper on at third base. Her little from Lindsay there is that got a piece of his body. Zimmerly walked in his last 2 plate appearances, 0 for 3. Has an RBI ground out. He's looking for his first hit of the ball game. He and the man on deck looking for their first hits. Ground ball down that third base line. It'll go foul. Reggie Cooper had to get out of the way of that ground ball. We're in extra innings. Game was scheduled for 7. Pitch right down the can. Not sure what Zach was looking for there, and he's now down in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Zach from Hendersonville, Tennessee, went to Hendersonville High School, just right down the street from the VolState Gallatin campus. Chokes up and looking to get bat on the ball. Here to drive in another run. Runner jumps off over at first base. Brady Nepper, step off by Morey, and then a delayed throw to first base, but so I assume not called a disengagement, but just a pickoff. College baseball, you can throw over to a base as many times as you want. Major League Baseball, it's only 3, and you better get him on the 3rd time. In the dirt, delayed steal, and Nepper's going to go into second standing. This runner's now at second and third with 1 out and the infield in. Fastball's up. Full count, Ministries full count. To the full count, 242 D group member, Zach Zimmerly, along with Drew Webster, Corbin Overbay, Cam Hodges, and Brody Melton. There's a ground ball that's to the shortstop, and the throw is not gloved by catcher Ian Lindsay. Zimmerly's going to scoot on down to second base. So that'll be an error on the catcher. The throw was perfect. No RBI. Runners stay at second and third. Run comes in. So Zimmerly with a fielder's choice. Moves down to second on the errant throw. Brady Nepper goes over to third base on the fielder's choice. Swing and a miss by Landon Luderman. Good throw by Gallardo. But Lindsay just could not handle. Makes a nice stop there on the breaking pitch in the dirt. 3 runs in the inning for VolState. Take a 13-10 lead after giving up a 4-run lead in the 7th. Looking to play add-on here. Luderman just gets a piece of that one. Still 1 out. Two hits in the inning. There's a ball in the dirt. That's going to get another run in. Nepper's going to score on the wild pitch. Zimmerly moves over to third. Infield still in. Strike 3 called on the inside corner, and down goes Luderman. It's his 3rd strikeout of the ball game. First strikeout for Morey, 2nd out of the inning. Connor Paul steps to the plate. 1 for 4, single and a walk. Connor, little dance move to get out of the way of that fastball inside. Changeup misses down. Count goes 2 balls and no strikes. Mimi's the only one who wants to check in on treesports@gmail.com. That's a drive into right field. That will be caught. Diving play by Jay Pichardo. Just stole a base hit and an RBI from Connor Paul. He had to dive straight back toward the infield. Put a star by that one for Motlow State, and Pioneers hoping that won't be a big issue as we now head to the bottom of the 8th and the final at bat for the Bucks. We'll be right back on the VolState Sports Network. Bottom of the 8th we go. Tucker Allen, Jay Pichardo, and Tanner Jones scheduled to face Jack McLaury. Came on in the 7th inning, get one out. He is now in line for the win. Pioneers lead now 14-10. Tucker Allen 1 for 4 on the day. Breaking pitch, Swana missed. You joined here late. You missed a lot of action. Expecting to see game 2. We're still finishing up game 1 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Thanks to a 4-run bottom of the 7th by Motlow State that tied the game 10-all. VolState with 4 in the top of the 8th to take the 14-10 lead on only 2 hits. Swing and a miss. McLaury gets Allen swinging. Now Jay Pichardo, who just made an outstanding catch in right field off the bat of Connor Paul, is stepping to the plate. He's had a fantastic day at the plate. 3 for 4. 3 singles and scored once. Breaking pitch down in the dirt. He got that 4-run 7th started with a single in the left field line drive. Ended up scoring ahead of John Hale's 3-run home run. McLaury now behind 2-0 with Tanner Jones on deck. It's a good hitting ball club here. 4 runs doesn't seem enough. The pitch gets in there at the letters for a called strike. Corey Simpson, our home plate umpire, thought he just was going to be working a 7-inning ball game. He's working OT here in game 1. McLaury now gone 3-1. Pioneers trying to even up the series after the loss to Motlow State in yesterday's 9-inning contest, 9-1. High fly ball to center field. Reggie Cooper over into the gap a little bit. He'll make the catch high over his head for out number 2. Now Motlow State down to their last out. In the person of left-handed hitting, Tanner Jones. Not a whole lot of left-handed hitters. Well, I guess C.J. Robertson, they have a couple switch hitters, but Irvin Hernandez, who started this game at second base, came out with an injury, and he's a switch hitter. VolState, after left-hander Caden Johnson. All right-handers, Brett Dowling, Trent Miller, and now Jack McLaury. Swing and a miss by Jones. I used to just call him Twin. He and his brother are identical. One occasionally would wear his hair longer than the other, but I didn't see him enough to know which one was which. But Tapper foul. And Caden Johnson, don't call me Caden Jones, will stop that one. Now the Bucks down to their final strike. Tapper foul. Jones stays alive. Stay tuned after the game. We'll have the player of the game and the Full Count Ministries verse of the game. Player of the game brought to you by Toyota of Gallatin. 2-2 pitch. Jones, as they say, spits on that one. The count goes full, fitting. Full Count Ministries, full count. To Tanner Jones. Fouls that one off. Ian Lindsay stands on deck. He's hoping to get an appearance here in the bottom of the 8th. VolState with 3 in the 7th and 4 in the 8th. Trying to get this victory, and that is ball 4. That was a close pitch to take right there. First base runner to reach against McLaury since he's come in relief of Trent Miller, who went an inning and a third. Unofficially gave up 4 hits, 4 runs, which were earned. Walked 2, struck out 2, and hit a batter. Ian Lindsay steps in for his second plate appearance of the ball game. He was the batter at the plate that grounded down to third base with Jay Pichardo on at second. And Landon Luderman gloved, thought about throwing to first, but Pichardo was almost in his back pocket. There's a fastball that apparently misses outside. 2-0. Luderman then decided he's going to go after the runner trying to go to third base and tried to track him down. Thought he put his glove on him. There's a shot down the third base line, and that's foul, says our home plate umpire. That was close. The white line, chalk line, stops at the dirt. There's a hint of a line down toward the left field wall, but it's not anywhere near as bright as the line that's on the dirt. But Ian Lindsay was gunning for an extra base hit. Stands back in with a 2-1 count, now 3-1. As the Pioneer bullpen starts up again, Chip Harris, Clarksville High School freshman, down there warming up. Fastball missed somewhere as both middle infielders raised their hands, wondering where that pitch was. So back-to-back walks to the 8 and 9 hitter. And now the top of the lineup. Sam Folks is going to head back out to talk to Jack McLaury. Head coach Jim McGuire was checking with the home plate umpire to make sure that he had another visit that before he had to pull Jack McLaury. So I think he's going to at least give McLaury the opportunity to pitch to Robbie Gallardo, who's coming up for his third appearance. Meeting on the mound with everybody from the infield. And the meeting is adjourned. McLaury will face shortstop Robbie Gallardo's 0 for 1 walked and scored in the 6th. Popped out to the second baseman in that 4-run 7th inning and nearly gets hit. There's a chance that ball actually hit his sleeve, but he wouldn't have felt it. Fastball inside, and wearing that pink arm sleeve on the right arm. McLaury gone 2 balls and no strikes. Tying run is in the on-deck circle. Pioneers looking for one more out, and they get a strike call there. First 2 batters retired here in the bottom of the 8th inning. VolState trying to nail this one down for their first conference victory of the year. Breaking pitch grounded into the hole. That'll sneak through into left field. Zach Zimmerly playing in shallow, gets the ball in, and the bases are now loaded with Bucks. I'm going to guess that's the end of the line for Jack McLaury. No move yet by Jim McGuire, as the tying run is at the plate. John Hale, who hit a 3-run home run in the 7th to get them within 1, steps to the plate. He is 1 for 3. McLaury is going to stay out there. First pitch is a breaking ball. Blocked nicely by Lex Falsoni. Inning started out well for the Pioneers, but then walk, and a single loaded the bases. Fouled off as Hale got jammed. On deck, Luke Johnson. He retrieves that ball and head back to get ready for his at-bat. Sixth plate appearance of the game for John Hale. 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, and a 3-run home run. Right down the can. John Hale was not expecting it, surely. Looked like a pretty good pitch to hit right there. Outfield playing straight away. Infield back looking for a ground ball. Logan Molnar retreats to his position. Sidearm delivery misses low and away. 2s are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Number 22 at the plate, John Hale. McGlory has the sign. He comes set. See if he comes sidearm on this delivery. He does not. Breaking pitch. Swung on and missed on a ball 3. And that ends the ball game. Pioneers take game 1. 14-10. This one goes final as the head coaches meet. I'm not sure what they're discussing, but probably the time of the next game. The Pioneers even the series and take the 14-10 win. They move to 5-8 on the year and 1-1 in conference play. Motlow State falls to 7-5 and also 1-1 in conference play. And our Toyota of Gallatin star of the game is going to be Cannon Lewis with 3 hits, 4 RBIs for the game, 2 home runs. A 2-run shot in the second and a solo shot in the third. He also had a single through a drawn-in infield that ended up being the game-winning RBI in the 8th inning. So Cannon Lewis is our Toyota of Gallatin player of the game. And our verse of the game, Full Count Ministries verse of the game, is found in 1 Peter 1:13, delivered to us from Mimi, Miss Johnson down in Gadsden, Alabama. Caden Johnson, the starting pitcher's Mimi down in Alabama. It says, "Therefore, with minds that are alert and fully sober, set your hope on the grace to be brought to you when Jesus Christ is revealed at his coming." It is found at 1 Peter 1:13, brought to you by Full Count Ministries. We thank Full Count Ministries and Toyota of Gallatin for their support of VolState baseball. This game took 3 hours and 23 minutes to complete. There were 24 runs and so many hits, I don't even have the full count right now. But I think there's at least 14 of them for Motlow. They scored no runs in that bottom of the 8th, but do load the bases. Leave 3 more runners on base. But the Pioneers get the hard-fought victory, 14-10. Winning pitcher is going to be Jack McLaury. Let me see who. I think he goes to 1-0 on the year. He does. And the losing pitcher will be. See who gave up that 11th run. Might be. No, that's probably going to be Bryson Hammonds. And it is. Bryson Hammonds will take the loss, and I have no idea what his record is. But no save in the game. These two teams take about a 30-minute break and come back and try it again. Another 7-inning contest. It'll be brought to you right here on the VolState Sports Network. Hopefully you can come back and join us. Trying to get a bite to eat and get some lineups together for you. We'll be right back. We'll start a whole new broadcast, so check us back out on the VolState YouTube channel. If you don't come back, we appreciate you being with us here for Game 1 of the doubleheader. For Athletic Director Bobby Hudson and Head Coach Jim McGuire, this is Tim Reese saying God bless you. We'll talk to you soon on the VolState Sports Network.